Hi everyone, I'm Polly. I'm one of the Route 97 event organizers. The information you will receive today has been carefully considered and reviewed multiple times by our team, with the safety being the first priority. I would like to introduce some members of our organizing team who will be assisting with today's race briefing. Mr. C. He will be in charge of the route details and also what to be aware of. And also, he and his team helping us with all the artworks that you will see at the event as well. Very pretty. We are also honored to have a special guest here, Maggie. He will be our English helper.
Hello and welcome to the English informational presentation for the Route 97, taking place in Kanchanaburi, Thailand from July 26th to July 28th, 2024. Welcome, congratulations to all 212 paddlers from 20 countries who have successfully registered for the Route 97. Our event is the longest single-day paddling event in all of Asia. We're thrilled to see both familiar and new faces joining the Route 97 family. We hope everyone is well prepared and don't forget to tag #the Route 97 in your posts. We would also like to give a heartfelt thank you to our sponsors. We can't express our gratitude enough, so please help us thank them by taking photos with their products. Sponsors will be the key words for today's lucky draw, so pay close attention to what each sponsor does. To help with preparations, we have a GPX file available for sync with your watch, and you'll be able to find this on our Facebook page. We're not yet sure which brands it will sync with, but all updates will be on our Facebook page, so make sure to check it out. To further elaborate, on registration day, you can pre-order drinks from cafes. As you can see on the slides, these are a couple of examples of things you can order. There will be several stations for a faster process, and due to the detailed registration process this year, we'll need more staff at the registration point. We recommend registering at Suan Sayuk Resort. There will be energy gel and salt tabs for sale too. Unless absolutely necessary, please come to Suan Sayuk. Now, for race day in July 27th of 2024, number 1, the earlier you arrive, the sooner we can start. Number 2, for those taking the van from Suan Sayok or Ban Rimpai, the first van will leave at 2:30 a.m. and the latest by 3 a.m. Please register and indicate which hotel you will be departing from. Number 3, the water at the starting point is quite strong. Athletes should paddle against the current while waiting or hold onto the rope provided by the event organizers. We need to wait for all paddlers to get into the water. Thank you for your understanding. And number 4, the check-in rule is athlete calls bib number, official response time, and repeats the bib number. You can skip the checkpoint if you don't want to stop, but you can also take a break or retrieve your bags if needed. Athletes can have their supporters assist at the checkpoints, but if you want to make it to the podium, no outside help is allowed. Number 5, when athletes arrive at the start point, please check your mandatory items at the event or area. You can start checking your equipment from 4 a.m. onwards. Number 6, the time to stand by before the athletes are allowed into the water, as well as the official start time, will be updated on the evening of July 26th after the final water level survey before the race day. And finally, number 7, the anticipated time for athletes to enter the water is 5 a.m. Athletes will be released in order according to the first digit of their bib number. The sequence will be as follows. You can see it on the screen, but it would be 2XX, 3XX, 4XX, 6XX, 7XX, 8XX, 9XX, 1XX, and 5XX. For a quick briefing on the route, athletes aiming for podium positions must perform certain tasks themselves, such as lifting their boards unless assisted by officials. They can also drop off their bags at the start point to pick up at each checkpoint or finish line. Please label your bags with your bib number, name, and the checkpoint where you want to pick them up. And right here we have a mandatory gear checklist which will be posted on our Facebook. For the mandatory items, please keep yourself safe, but also have a cell phone with the GPS, a water bottle or containers to stay hydrated, your paddle, a leash to help you stay close to your board, and a waterproof bag. We also highly recommend sunscreen, a power bank, some snacks, and a whistle. For the weather of the day and potential warnings, on the day of the race on July 27th, it will be about 23 to 28 degrees Celsius. There's also an 80% chance of light to moderate rain, so expect cloudy skies. Light rain is manageable, but thunderstorms are not. So paddle to secure structure or duck down if that is the case. Also, beware of heat stroke. Pour water over your head or jump into the water if this happens to you, but make sure to check the depth first. For some more weather and warnings, the water flows along the route that you go along, but watch out for rapids. Even though they are not dangerous ones, the white water level is about 0.5. If possible, you should avoid them. If unavoidable and you can't stand, sit down and paddle for safety. Also, you should avoid getting too close to rafts or resorts along the river as they might suck you underneath, especially at river bends. You should also follow the stream close. If you find yourself paddling upstream, you're going the wrong way. Here is an example of something you should avoid, which is getting too close to rafts that you might get sucked under. So watch out for these on your trip. Here's also another video example of strong currents. So if you see this, please take the precautionary measures we talked about. For your equipment and what to wear, number one, bib numbers are designed to be worn over life jackets. Ensure you wear them when passing each checkpoint or refueling station. Also, join the WhatsApp group to share your live location on the event day. You need to share every 8 hours or earlier. Number three, we provide GPS for extra security and they will be in Ziploc bag. If damaged, there is a 1,500 baht fee. Ensure your GPS is charged with the micro USB and only turn it on at the start point. And here are a couple examples of the bibs the racers will be using. On the left is the Inhuman track, which is 106 kilometers, while on the right is the Amazing track, which is 34 kilometers. Here is instructions on how to reset the GPS, and it is quite long, so it will be posted on our Facebook, but you can also pause the video and read if you do want to find out how to reset the GPS. But for now, we will keep moving on. And here, this is quite important. These are the checkpoints and important info. So on the graphic here, you could see every spot that has a green camera little icon is where photos can be taken. There's also tiny blue water icons, and this is where if you pre-order drinks, you can pick them up along the route. The red danger sign, caution signs, the red ones are things you should be cautious for, which is whirlpools, bridges, shallow waters. You can also see the two checkpoints there at 34 kilometers and 73 kilometers respectively. But this is also going to be posted on the Facebook, so let's continue. Here is an example of the starting route or the start. This is the first kilometer at Putong Beach, and this is what you can expect to see on the day of the race. Here is something you should be aware of. Kilometer 8 at near the Kawarin Hotel. These are some rapid and shallow parts, so when you get to that part, please make sure to keep your safety in mind. Now, for some checkpoints and important info, to delve into it, you first start at Hod Hin Putong or Putong Beach. At kilometer 8, as I just mentioned, beware of rapids near Kawarin Hotel, paddle on the left side. At kilometer 12, at the Forest Resort, there's a raft extending to the middle of the river and a bridge. Avoid getting sucked under. At kilometers 24, at the U Terrace, pre-order drinks at registration. At kilometers 27 to 29, Sayak Noi and Yai waterfalls, so no alcohol allowed. At kilometers 31 to 32 are natural rock formations. Please watch out for those. At kilometer 34 is the Mai Nam Noi Bridge, checkpoint 1, and the finish line for the short route, dock on the left if you stop there. At kilometers 44 is the Sayak Mantra Hotel. Strong currents and a raft at the river bend. Stay to the right. Continuing from that is kilometers 46 to 47, which has a large rope, sit down if caught. At kilometers 54 is the suspension bridge, which has shallow waters, so be cautious of that. At kilometer 60 is the Jungle Raft Resort, which has strong currents and a raft, paddle on the right to avoid. At kilometer 65 is the River Kwai Risotto, which has difficult dock, but you can stop by if it is urgent. At kilometer 68 to 69 is the Rock Valley, which has strong currents forcing towards the rocks, so sit if you're unsure about the path. At kilometer 71, paddle on the left to avoid being sucked under rafts. At kilometer 72, there is an elephant camp on the right, so you can look out for that. At kilometer 74 is checkpoint 2, which is at the La Levy Resort. Make sure to stop there and get what you need. At kilometer 80, there are rapids, sit if unsure. And finally, at kilometer 106 is the finish line at the Sayok Resort or Cave. Here is a demonstration docking at each checkpoint and paddling against the current if you do need to see an example of how to do each. For safety assistance, athletes must manage their own transition time as race time continues. If you fall and your leash gets tangled underwater, release the leash. At each checkpoint, ensure your watercraft is facing upstream for safe docking. Accident insurance, rescue boats, and ambulances are available if needed. And learn hand signals for asking for help. If someone does this signal to you, where they go like this on top of their head, they're asking you if you're okay. And you could respond in two different ways. If you want to say that you're fine and that you don't need any help, you just respond with the same sign. But if you need any help and you need some assistance or you're not okay, just anything else, as long as it's not this, and people will be alerted that you're not fine and they'll come to help you out. Also, on the 26th, during the Swan Sayok registration, you can also pay for the remaining fees for the watercraft. And after, you can go to Putong Beach to pick it up and try it out starting at 3 p.m. After you're done using them, you can leave your watercrafts at Putong Beach and leave it there on the 26th. For some extra information, the finish line will be marked by a buoy located near Swan Sayok Resort. A landmark to note once you get there is you'll see the railway track on the hill to your left before seeing the buoy. Once you pass this buoy, the time will stop. For your information, for those staying near the starting point on July 26th and checking in at Swan Sayok on race day on July 27th, on the registration day, July 26th, there will be tags with your room number for you to attach to your bags. This will allow the event team to transport your bags back to Swan Sayok at no additional cost. And for those completing the amazing 34-kilometer distance, please inform us of your desired drop-off location after the race during the registration day. This service is provided at no additional cost. And as I was talking before, the finish line will be marked by buoy. This is what it would look like on the race. It is located in front of Swan Sayok Resort, and a landmark to note again was going to be the railway track on the hill to your left. Once you pass this buoy, the timer will stop. On the right there is not the finish line. This is the board exit point, which is on the left after passing the finishing buoy. There will be an inflatable arch, as you can see here, as shown, at the top of the stairs for you to take pictures. So this is not the actual finish line. The actual finish line are the buoys on the left. On the way to the finish line, as you complete your race, if you help clean up the river, you actually do get a chance, or you get extra chances at the lucky draw. And here is just one of the examples of something you can get from the lucky draw. Special thanks to the Paddle Factory for these amazing paddles. For the awards and after party, the Route 97 will have something special for the first 55 finishers of the Inhuman race. We will proportionally allocate the awards between seated and standing paddleboards based on the actual number of registered participants. Finishers outside the top 55 will receive a certificate. There's also the evening party with the DJ, the Route 97 Got Talent, stage activities, and a lucky draw of amazing prizes. So make sure to dress up for the party. For some closing and final tips, we would like to thank you for joining us on the race and also for this presentation, and we apologize in advance for any mistakes. We welcome all feedback and appreciate your understanding. On July 27th, please be punctual. If possible, we will start earlier than scheduled due to the large number of participants. And bring a headlamp just in case. Don't forget to dress nicely for the evening party. We'll see you at the Q&A live session on July 26th at 6 p.m. Make sure to sleep well, stretch often, eat frequently, and stay hydrated. Thank you for listening to the presentation. If you're English and you need an emergency number to contact, there is the WhatsApp there on the screen. Thank you so much.